All right, today I'm here with Brent Reagan, whom I just met. And what branch of the military did you serve in?
I was in the U.S. Navy.
In the Navy?
Yes.
My best friend currently still serves in the United States Navy, so thank you for your service. What did you do while you're in the Navy?
I was an internal communication electrician. It's a rate that no longer exists. But I did the phone system on the ship, essentially, but there's small electronics for the majority of it.
So you kind of understand, and forgive me if I'm wrong, like more on the lines of I'm assuming you were about close to the same age. I would hope, if I'm guessing right. So you kind of have the same upbringing that I did as far as understanding analog electronics versus now digital electronics. So we kind of both know how that works, and we're talking about boards and stuff like that versus what it is now. Is that how it started and then morphed while you were there, or?
Actually, I was only in 4 years. I got out and went into the communications industry. It seemed
because you got a good foundation. I'm assuming.
Yeah, and that's where digital started coming into play.
Right on.
So, in the Navy itself, I just analog phones. Everything was analog at the time. It was a while ago.
Well, but still, I mean, on that token, it's not that new of a. I mean, it is. I keep telling myself, well, hey, 2000 was almost 25,
we're going to date
30
ourselves.
years ago, but it wasn't that. We're not talking about something that was just done way into the 50s. You know what I mean? So, and really, I would assume they would keep some sort of remaining part of that technology because the newer stuff fails, and you want a tried and true that literally will have to go down with the ship to fail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they would keep some of that internally just in case, like as a break, just in case of fire situation.
Oh yeah. There was a lot of the technology on the ship when I was there. My ship was commissioned in 1967, I believe, and a lot of the technology was pretty darn old, and mixed in with a whole bunch of new. So you'd have to learn a lot of new equipment, plus you had to work on a lot of old equipment.
Stuff.
So, and I'm sure the Navy still uses quite a bit of old equipment.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. You just train the guy how to fix it himself, and as long as they make parts or parts you can make to fix it, do it. Why'd you get in the military to begin with?
I have a lot of family that was my uncle was a lieutenant commander, a helicopter pilot. My great uncle was a commander in San Diego on the 32nd Street base, and then I had lots of Army and Marines.
So why'd you choose Navy over the others?
I wanted to go travel and see the world.
Yeah, okay.
I wanted to get out of Springfield.
Literally, you're like, I'm just like sitting across the table from Charlie. It's exactly the same reasons. He had no idea one day. He's like, I'm gone. I'm out. See ya. You gotta get out of here.
I grew up in Kansas and Stratford and then Springfield and small rural areas. I wanted to go get out and see
that the world is a lot bigger place.
Yep.
So after or before we actually started the interview, Brent knows, I guess now, that I'm a massive Kansas City Chiefs fan. He goes, I used to work at the stadium. You want to go through that again and talk about what it is that you actually did?
Yeah, we worked for the NFL at Arrowhead, and we set up the Microsoft Surface, the Wi-Fi for it. So we go in and set the antennas up, and then we would walk around and take readings and make sure there was a strong signal on the visitor sidelines and the home sidelines, and then after that we just have to sporadically monitor throughout the game. It was a nice job. NFL's not that fun to work for.
I would imagine it's a lot like working for the government.
But it was a very, very long day, and you had to be there for every single game. It was about a 16, 17-hour day.
They pay well, though?
No, not really.
No, well, that's kind of a mixed
It wasn't disappointing when we let go of the contract.
But, hey, you get to watch a free game, though, right?
Right.
But that's the thing everyone doesn't understand. It's like, well, you get to go to shows. It's like, yeah, I do, but I'm still working. You're still working. I'm there, but, yeah, I'm working.
So would compare that to the Navy when I was telling my wife, I want to go on a cruise, and she's like, weren't you on the ocean enough? I'm like, yeah, but I don't have to work.
I was sleeping in a bunk. If you don't know this, the Surface tablets are what the coaches and players use to kind of go play-by-play during the game, if you didn't know that. Did you guys, or are you, because, when you think about that, for example, and you think about things like Deflategate and other nefarious goings on in the NFL as far as sabotage goes, you think it wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility for a staff like yourself that worked, let's say, in Foxborough for the New England Patriots to screw with the Wi-Fi and the other teams?
Man, it would be pretty hard. They monitor everything.
And that's probably why you worked for the NFL and not for the team.
Right.
The accountability, that makes sense.
Yeah. In fact, I found out that a lot of the orange, they designate everyone by the hat color. So they have purple hats, blue hats, orange hats.
Yeah.
The orange hats are the guys that take care of the radio for the coaches to wear, and those are all FBI agents. They monitor all the. Yeah, I was very, very shocked when I heard that, but it made sense. So they don't want people stealing signals. So.
Stealing and listening in on stuff, that's incredible. Like just the idea that you have got federal agents listening in on coaches screaming about things, and
I don't know how much they pay the FBI, but I'm sure
I'm sure it's not cheap. But at the same time, like I said, that just blows my mind. Like how in the world it's a huge deal, though. Well, our food's here, so it's time for us to eat. Brent, thank you for your service. Thanks for talking about the Chiefs with me. I'm surprised we were able to work that into this conversation. But you know what? They're in the playoffs, so let's go Chiefs.
Absolutely, go Chiefs.